What's going on, everybody? It's Professor Zeus, and I'm back with another video. If this is your first time at the channel, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate it. Go ahead and hit subscribe. We are on our way to 700, 800 subscribers. Picture this. You got $5 million. Boom. You can skip the line and become a permanent resident of the United States. It's bold. It's wild, and it's got people talking last night. This is President Donald Trump's Gold Card Initiative. Let's check it out.
In federal employees right now. By the end of your term, what do you expect that number to be? What would you like that number to be?
Well, it'll be lower, but I can't tell you. Everybody knows I ran on downsizing government, but making government better. I ran on tariffs and making our country rich, and that's what's going to do. We're going to be doing something else that's going to be very, very good. We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful. Never been done before or anything like this, but it's something that we're going to be putting out over the next, would you say 2 weeks, Howard? Do you want to say a couple of words about it?
Sure. Mr. President, are there
Wait a minute.
requirements for that gold
Hang on a
card?
sec.
Do you have to invest a certain amount of money in this country in order to qualify for that gold card?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Go
the
ahead.
EB-5 program was really, you lend some money, but it was full of nonsense, make-believe, and fraud, and it was a way to get a green card that was low priced. So the president said, rather than having this sort of ridiculous EB-5 program, we're going to end the EB-5 program. We're going to replace it with the Trump Gold Card, which is really a green card gold. So they'll be able to pay $5 million to the U.S. government. They'll have to go through vetting, of course. We're going to make sure they're wonderful, world-class global citizens. They can come to America. The president can give them a green card, and they can invest in America, and we can use that money to reduce our deficit. Why do we give out lotteries of green cards? Why do we give out EB-5 for green cards? The President of the United States understands that the right answer is, why don't we eliminate the deficit of the United States of America instead?
The gold card, well, millions, but the gold card will bring in with it people that create jobs, very high level people. I think companies will pay to get people in. For instance, you today graduate from the Wharton School of Finance or Harvard or Stanford or any college, and nobody knows if you can even go to work for a company. So Apple and all these companies that want to get people to be working for them will be able to buy a card, and if for the people that are number one in their class at top schools, I see that as one of the things. But generally speaking, it'll be people with money and people that create jobs, and they won't have to pay any tax on income outside of the United States, which they're not paying right now. They're not citizens, but they'll have to pay if they create jobs in the United States. They'll pay full taxes like everybody else. So you're getting big taxpayers, big job producers, and we'll be able to sell maybe 1 million of these cards, maybe more than that. And if you add up the numbers, they're pretty good. As an example, 1 million cards would be worth $5 trillion. $5 trillion.
Wow.
And if you sell 10 million of the cards, that's a total of $50 trillion. Well, we have 35 trillion in debt. That'd be nice. So we'll see. But it could be great. Maybe it will be fantastic. We have it all worked out from the legal standpoint. It's totally legal to do. Hasn't been done before. It's been done in many different forms. We give them away. Why should we give them away? We shouldn't give them away. And I think it's something very exciting. I think it's potentially just something that we're all very excited about. So it's a gold card. It's somewhat like a green card, but at a higher level of sophistication. It's a road to citizenship for people. And essentially people of wealth or people of great talent, where people of wealth pay for those people of talent to get in, meaning companies will pay for people to get in and to have long-term status in the country. And I think it's something we're very, very happy about. Would you have anything to say about that?
Well, many other countries, by the way, do this.
So let me just chime in real quick, right? So this whole gold card initiative, you're not a U.S. resident, you're not a U.S. citizen, but if you have 5 million, you get expedited permanent residency. It's not citizenship yet, but it's a green light to live in, America, work here, build a life here, no hassle. It's kind of like a VIP pass to the American dream. And when you think about it, this screams Trump, business minded, flashy, and all about making a deal. And I've seen a lot of comments saying, "Oh, the U.S. is for sale now. We're gonna let all the oligarchs in and different things like that." But I will say I do respect that whole notion of, excuse me, the whole notion of trying to come up with solutions to pay down the national debt, right? Because you have to follow the money. America currently has a national debt hovering over 36 trillion. So if you sell, like the president said, gold cards at 5 mil each, if you sell 1 million of those, that's 5 trillion. And if you sell 10 million of those gold cards, that's 50 trillion. So if we're able to sell 50 trillion and we pay down the debt of 36 trillion, we're going to be sitting on some extra cash. And in that sense, it's like I understand, because you gotta figure out a way to get this debt down. So why not look for people who want to come into the United States, look for people who have the resources to pay, and then say, for instance, you can't pay, but you're the top person in your class, you're a top performer in a certain industry or certain sector, you'll be sponsored by somebody to come into the United States. So this is, in a sense, creating opportunities for a lot of people. But you know it's interesting, right? That extra money can be used to pay down infrastructure. um and I don't think anybody has ever thought about turning immigration into a revenue stream. um you know it's basically, America is open for business, but you've got to pay to play. And that's kind of been like my whole ideology with life too, ever since I was really, coming outside and different things like that and trying to get exposed to different things like that. I've always had to pay to play. Um, but who really can afford these types of things, right? Billionaires, entrepreneurs, tech moguls, China, India, people in the Middle East, people with cash who want a stable premium spot to, live their lives. Um, $5 million is like a drop in the bucket for them, and in return, they get access to the U.S. economy, schools, safety, stuff you can't just buy any or everywhere. And then our government takes that money and ideally is going to use it to pay down the debt and you know stronger borders or better roads and, like I was saying, infrastructure. And I'm like, okay, that's a hustle. It's exclusive, it's elite, and it could make the made in America mean something again. Remember how we took pride in having products being made and built in America? But if this is to go through, it's got to be airtight, right? There can't be any mishaps, and the people who are going to be using this, they have to be vetted correctly, obviously, because if, think about, if illegal immigration keeps occurring, why would anybody want to pay $5 million when they can just sneak in for free? You need to be able to have hardcore border enforcement to make this valuable. And some people might not like it and think, like, why are we selling residency to the rich now? Which is a fair point, but it's not exactly egalitarian. You know what I mean? So it's a trade-off. You trade cash for prestige, but maybe at the cost of the land of opportunity, right? So America is a land of opportunity, but if you have some cash, you can make it work. So does that mean you're a genius, or are you selling out? You gotta think about it. Um Now this also brings up the whole notion of, birthright citizenship. because this gold card idea is going to bump right into it, right? So for those who are unaware, if you're born on U.S. soil, you're automatically a citizen. But with this type of plan in the mix, it's going to get messy. So if we think about it from both sides, the people who are against birthright citizenship say, it's a loophole. People come across the border illegally, have a kid here, the kid's a citizen. Then you have anchor babies, anchor families, and different things like that. And critics can argue it's unfair to gold card buyers who are going to be pulling out $5 million. Why would you pay a premium if someone can just game the system for free, right? And with the whole administration, they're saying deport the parents, the kids too, and go away with birthright citizenship completely. And historically, it was for the descendants of slaves, so people who were brought here against their will, not people who are just coming across the border. So they want residency to mean sacrifice or investment, not just being lucky to be born here. But on the people who are pro birthright citizenship, they say you're born here, you're in, no questions asked. It's not the kids' fair. It's not the kids' fault that parents broke the rules, and those kids, they get to grow up American. They pay taxes. They start businesses, and not having birthright citizenship or whatever could deter or minimize our population in the future. So the people who are pro birthright citizenship, they could argue that the gold card could coexist. Let the rich buy in, excuse me, but don't punish the innocent. I think the gold card could be beneficial as far as like paying down the debt. You know what I mean? Paying down the debt and having a little extra on top just to really invest back into America. So yeah, I mean, if you sell 1 million cards, that's 5 trillion. You sell 10 million, that's 50 trillion. National debt's gone. America's up and running efficiently with some cash on its side. And it is radical, but is it doable? There's 9 people in the world, 9 billion people in the world, I think. So a lot of people have money. So we're gonna see who's really for this. It's a business play for sure. Um, if it works, we're talking a richer United States, a more exclusive United States. And if it doesn't work, that's gonna be a PR nightmare. This is a pretty wild card move from the administration, from the president. So I'm definitely skeptical, but I'm also interested. You know what I mean? It's a crazy idea. I would have never thought of something like this, but Trump gold card. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you made it this far, hit a like, send this to somebody you think might see some value in it, and subscribe. We are on our way to 700, 800 subscribers. And always remember, see you in Adverse for a reason. I teach you, you teach me. We both take what we taught each other and learn from each other and apply it to what's going on. That's the only way life can go on. See you guys in the next one.